Good afternoon. I still remain my humble self, still remain me, Edward, all the way from Nigeria. And today is June 6th, 2018. The migration is still ongoing. Good afternoon, Mrs. Jules Ann. So happy to have you this afternoon here in my live broadcast. Um, Today we will be talking about something really unique. I thought it up while I was migrating, okay? Um, but in general, wow, midnight in New Zealand, wow. And you made the sacrifice to be here. Guys, that is super awesome. That is so great. Miss Jules Ann, thank you for honoring me with your presence. Thank you. I'll say it again. Thank you for honoring me with your presence. It is an honor. It is an honor. It is just 1 p.m. here in Nigeria, and it is midnight over there in New Zealand, and she's still awake and here at this moment. You are just more than words, Miss Juice, and you are more than words. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. It just blew my mind now. Okay, wow, wow. I'm short of words, but it's awesome. It is awesome. All right. As I was saying before that news came up, I'm still trying to get off it because midnight. uh, wow. Okay, but that by the way, um, I thought it up while I was migrating. Okay, old basically new TBCans need to be of TBCans who or a lot of people who joined TBC community did not really get the proper education, right? They did not really get the proper education as touching the TBC community, as touching the coin, as touching the modus operandi of of everything in TBC community. So it is of necessity that they get educated, right? Very many of them do not. Good afternoon, Mr. Stephen Coffey. Very many of them do not even bothered to read the blog in order for them to be well grounded. Very many of them did not. It's like in a country, there are some persons that don't even bother to study their own country's constitution. Okay, so as a result, they become ignorant of how their own country functions, and as a result of that, most of the time they fall into breaking of the laws within their territory, right? It's also again like in a spiritual gathering, a church. We know that there are very many persons who don't take out time to study their Bibles, right? And therefore, they are always in need of someone called a pastor, a teacher, who will always study in quotes, on their behalf to train these people all over again. All right, so there are very many persons like that in our community. They don't study the blog, they don't bother to educate themselves in the TBC way, right? They don't bother to study, to educate themselves in the TBC way. They don't bother to get informations that are related to what is happening in our community and what is required for its growth. Right. So we have seen such people all over in the community. Everyone might have met one or two like that within the community. So it is right that we at this point, or I at this point, or we begin to try. Yes, education is important in TBC. That we try to educate, right? So while I was migrating, the whole concept came to me from all of the articles, let me call it articles, the write-up that led to the questions, and even in the questions that the TBC admin gave. Now, the purpose of that is to ensure that anybody who is coming into the community is well grounded. When I saw that, I thought to myself, why not package it? Why not draw all of this wisdom and begin to teach people? We are not doing the questions and answers, no, but we are just drawing the wisdom from everything that is loaded, because that thing is totally loaded, that is loaded in the, permit me to call it the migration training manual. Okay, it's a migration training manual. There are so many things that are loaded there that can be expatiated on for people to learn more about TBC, and I believe that it will help. Now, the reason why I said expatiated on is very many persons will just read through and answer the question. In short, some persons will just, from a glance, answer the questions, and they would not digest the quality of knowledge. They will not digest the quality of knowledge that is embedded in everything that is in the migration manual. All right. So from the little that I have seen, because we agree that people see differently, all right? We all see differently. We all perceive things differently. We all have insight at different levels. Okay, so from what I have been able to gather during this broadcast today, and I'm going to take it gradually, the 10 phases, because there are 10, should I call it post or whatever? Okay, but there are 10, I want to call them phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, up to 10. There are 10 phases, and each of those phases has an important information that it is passing. So for the next couple of days, alongside with every other information that will be coming, I will be going through the 10 phases of powerful information in the TBC community, and that is why I tagged the broadcast TBC Education 101. right? That is the reason for it. It's going to be an educational broadcast, an educational phase to help, right? To help those who are just joining, and virtually most persons that are already in the community. Many persons still do not understand the concept, and even many have even migrated. Okay, very many persons have migrated, yet they did that out of haste. It's like when some children want to write exams, they just want to speed read, all right, to just be able to pass the exam, not for the purpose of being grounded in their mind, not for the purpose of having this information well built into them. So that is the reason I'm trying to establish the reason for this broadcast. Okay, the reason for the subject, right? I'm just trying to establish that so that when I start running, it becomes easy to follow up. So all TVisions that are out there that will come across this video, this is the reasons above that I was trying to explain is the reason why we decided to do TBC Education 101. You're special. I'm not saying I know it all. I'm only trying to say I got an idea from the admin, and from that I'm just trying to expatiate for the purpose of people really knowing our community properly. Okay, so I was able to write down like I used to do. From the post, from the article, I'm trying to look for a better word. It says, there's a caption I saw. It says, we want you to understand our coin, right? We want you to understand our coin. Our coin here is TBC. We want you to understand TBC's concept. We want you to understand TBC's ideologies. We want you to understand TBC coin. It is not Bitcoin. It is not Ethereum. It is not Electronium. It is not Litecoin. It is not Dogecoin. It is not Plantain Coin. No. It is none of this coin. So we want you to understand it. Those coins that have been mentioned, and very many that are out there, have their own principles of operation. They have their own governing principles, how they function. Right? They have how they function. They have an environment where they function. So you have to understand what TBC is and what every other coin is. All right? It is totally different. TBC is totally different from all of the other coins. TBC's operation is, and principles of operation is totally different. And most times, because people have mastered a particular path that they follow, as a result of that, when they come across TBC, it looks weird to them. Right, so this is why we want you to understand our coin. All right. The word from the article now, the word is rapidly changing. That is basic. That is very true. The world that we live in is changing drastically. It is advancing at a very high pace. Things are happening behind the scenes, right? We started with the commodity market, but today, commodity money, it is no longer commodity money. We now have the plastic money today. And we started that have wires, but today it has changed. We started with cathode ray tube televisions, but today it is no longer the cathode ray tube televisions. The world is changing. The world has changed and is changing. And as a result, a window of opportunity has been opened for humanity. As a result of these changes that are happening, there are windows of opportunity. The internet has opened up a huge window of opportunity for humanity. Humanity needs to understand that the presence of technology, the internet, there is a large sum, a large opportunity thrown open to humanity. Now, this opportunity for humanity is to move in the direction of abundance for all. People need to know, people need to settle it in their heart and their mind that abundance is for all. Okay? The abundance of the earth is for all and not for some. But somewhere along the line, like Esau, humanity sold its birthright. Unknowingly to them, they sold their birthright of abundance to a group of entity. And these entities robbed humanity its rights to abundance. So this window of opportunity that is available to us now is or has created a path for everyone to enjoy abundance. I cannot go into details of all of the theories and, like they say, conspiracies as touching how humanity was robbed, but you can begin to dive in on your own when you begin to check how the world really works. The central banking system, the Federal Reserve System, history of money, how money came into existence. If you begin to make research in these areas, you will begin to understand that and find out how humanity has come to this point where it seems like a very little amount of people, basically 1% of the world's population, ends all of the riches of the 99% world population, while the 99% keeps struggling for the 1% that is remaining. right? As you begin to study, you begin to find out how all of those processes came into being. You can even read the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. The Creature from Jekyll Island. It will even expose you more to all of these facts. I think I was reading a book, and in the book I saw maybe I'll do it in my next video, the banking scam. Right? So people really need to understand that this abundance is for all and not for some. While the status quo is quickly moving towards exercising greater power and control over the masses through technology. The 1%, they are exercising power and control over the masses, right? They are using the technology that is available to all to exercise control over the 99%. And the 99% seem to have been brainwashed. Okay? There's no other word. Right? They seem to have been brainwashed. Because I've forgotten who said it. I think it is David Rockefeller. So he said, if the world really knew how the banking system really works, said there'll be a revolution the next morning. Right? If people really know what is hidden behind the scene, truly there'll be a revolution. Government is a design. Every government is a design, right? Every government is a design, is a system. It is a group of entities who also design that system. Now, the government, when whoever is elected gets into power, they tend to enforce some policies that 99% don't profit the masses. Okay, so people really need to begin to uncover all of this truth. So I'm not going to go into all that, but this status quo, the 1% seem to want to exercise control over the masses. Wow. When enough of humanity embrace abundance as a lifestyle, if and when humanity, people become awakened in their consciousness, become awakened to truth that are hidden in plain sight, and they begin to embrace a life of abundance, then together we can empower each other to enjoy abundance and wealth. This is the only way out. When we work together, when we come together, when we accept the fact that abundance is for all, and we extend our hands out to bringing others in together. That is the key. Together, it is only together that we can each pull ourselves, that we can each help each other, we can empower each other to enjoy wealth. So please take note of that word. It is all about togetherness. It is all about empowering ourselves. That is the only way out. We have to empower one another. Right? So that is the only key. Thank you, sir. TBC is about abundance, love, and prosperity. Yes. That is the only key. We want people to understand our coin, its purpose, and its mission. What is the purpose of the coin? What is the mission? What is it set to do? And how is the coin? Our coin, we'll get to it as we progress. We are going to get to it. What is this coin? And how is it different from every other coin? First difference is our coin has created a path for abundance. A path to abundance. All right? It has created it for everybody. So we want people to understand our coin, its purpose, and its mission. All right, so that is that for the first phase now. Now, the next thing is, what determines the value of our coin? I'm just going to stretch this a little, then I will call it a quits today, then pick it up tomorrow and follow through like that. What determines the value of our coin? Non-Tibicians out there, you have to know this. Tibicians that are out there who seem, every time you look at your wallet and, how possible is this? Can this be true? Okay, that's for you, all right? This question will settle that part, right? Because it's like the gospel. If I'm not able to, I think I'll pause here. What determines the value of our coin? I'll pick it up tomorrow. It's like the gospel of Jesus. The gospel is the too good to be true news. You know, it is too good to be real. It can't be, you can't be serious. All right? You just can't be serious. You just can't tell me that the value I see in my wallet is everything. You can't be serious. No, the value there is, wow. Do you know who I am? I'm a broke ass brother. All right? And now you are telling me when I receive this cookie reward, these cookies, when I accept it, this wealthy, can be serious, you know, because the value there seems to be, whoa, two in one day. No, that is not true. There's no money system that operates like this. So we're going to pick it up from there tomorrow. What determines the value of our coin? We're going to go in depth tomorrow. We're going to go deep down into it tomorrow. We're going to find out how our coin gets its value. Until then, I want to say stay blessed. Love you. I love everyone who participated today. Miss Jules Ann, um, 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 Mr. Stephen Coffey, thank you very much. Then I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.